Atiku and Tinubu have a lot of work to do to convince the international media about their reputations. Hmm. They have a lot of work to do. The American news publication stated that the choices available in the next election are two undesirable candidates with shady or complicated reputations. The comment was made in an article concerning the forthcoming presidential election, where the duo are the leading candidates. While Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State, is the candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), Atiku is the candidate of the main opposition People's Democratic Party. There are plenty problems with Tinubu, most notably his health. Over the last couple of years, he has spent months abroad on medical vacations, just as Buhari has, fueling fears that the rigors of the job might prove fatal. Videos of Tinubu speaking on the campaign trail show his hands shaking, among other physical and verbal stumbles. His supporters point to his knack for discovering and mentoring talented public servants and his role in turning the country's largest city, Lagos, into a prosperous and livable state as his biggest strength, but they ignore credible accusations that the state is run on crony patronage. Making reference to Atiku, the article stated, Abubakar is a perennial runner for the top job since his relationship with the former principal, Obasanjo, soured after their tenure. According to Obasanjo, his SY deputy is a man of dubious character who should never be trusted with power. The PDP's own reputation is in tatters, with the party having most mismanaged the economy during the reign of its last president, Goodluck Jonathan. Many of its former ministers have ended up in jail or are under investigation for corruption. There are other foreign allegations of corruption against Abubakar, none of which was helped by the suggestion that he had been placed on a US visa ban for years and was only able to enter the country in 2019 because of the intervention of Trump administration officials who found him a temporary waiver. Abubakar stayed in the hotel in Washington owned by the US President Donald Trump during his visit, and he has not returned to the United States since Trump's defeat. People already worry that he is seeking the country's highest office just so he can get diplomatic immunity to travel have yet found no reason to change their opinion. Well, meanwhile, the BBC has described Peter Obi as a politician inspiring Nigerian youth ahead of the 2023 general elections. According to the international media outlet, the Labour Party presidential candidate has emerged as a powerful force ahead of the elections. The media firm also stated that Obi energizes voters with messages of prudence and accountability that are amplified by an army of social media users. On his part, Governor Opuzodinma of Imo State has declared that Imolites are obedient to the APC ahead of the 2023 general elections. Governor Zodinma was making a reference to the popular slang used by supporters of Obi who identify themselves as obedient. The governor said, "We are APC members, we are obedient to APC, not to any individual or any other political party." Okay. In a nutshell, what the American news publication says describe Atiku and Tinubu as deeply uninspiring. You don't need to tell anybody. You don't need to to say it. We know. Tribalism and religion will not let my fellow Nigerians to see this. God will make a way come 2023. This country is bleeding and it's at brink of collapsing. If we make mistake of voting for another incompetent president, we will feel the heat. Tinubu and Atiku have been there before, but absolutely did nothing. They are both questionable. Well, that is a fact. Like I said, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you otherwise. They are both complicated and dubious capitalists. Go and listen to Dele Farutimi. He said these guys are known for public stealing. They have a record of public stealing. They are out for their interests and not for the masses. It's as a result of Atiku and Tinubu complicated and dubious reputation in the eyes of Nigerians. That is why all right-thinking, well-meaning and patriotic Nigerians are selflessly and unreservedly rooting and campaigning vigorously for the emergence of Peter Obi as Nigeria's next president come 2023 presidential election. The truth of the matter is that Atiku and Tinubu are being sponsored and promoted by microscopic oligarchs, social, economic, and political vampires, cannibals, and the internal colonial masters who believe Nigeria is their private enterprise that must be operated by them alone. However, unknown to these wicked people, Nigerians in their millions from different parts of the country have resolved to take back their country from these insatiable and greedy criminals masquerading as socio-economic and political elites via Peter Obi's presidency come 2023 presidential election. Grace found you, Mr. Obi of Labour Party, for good governance, avoiding another 8 years of killings and others. Well spoken, but unfortunately tribalism will not allow Nigerians to see that Atiku can't even visit America. To America, Atiku is total bad market for Nigeria. My people, America are Confucianists in a world politics. They always create an avenue to sell and stretch relevance to them, to themselves, for the candidates to need their support. So what they are saying, the records of these people, they just frame them up. Abi, is that what you are saying? Buhari is even sharper than the Tinubu. May we not go to bottom, as Buhari said, from top to bottom. It is high time we got obedience. Both of them are driven by ambition, not vision. In a country full of intellectuals, if it is Tinubu and Atiku we discuss every day, then we still have a long way to go. Even if they are on wheelchair, some unreasonable fellow will still vote for them. I wonder who bewitch us in this country. Now they bewitch you because everybody is not behaving that way. I wonder who bewitch them. Okay, a country full of intellectuals. Nigerians have the opportunity of voting in the Labour Party and it is credible presidential candidate and his vice in 2023. So this Sunday be say, we know come and get choice. Baby could just come and settle for the lesser evil. No, na your hand the day. They know they tell person. Then they tell person. This happened today in House of the Rock. Okay, obedience are everywhere. Do not let anyone deceive you. Yes, we exist on media, but we exist more offline. Yes, dull, 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 bell ringing. Even if you tell some people that this is America, this is what America said about Tinubu and Atiku, they will still vote for them. Okay, and some Nigerians still prefer to vote for party instead of looking into the aspirants. And at the end of the day, it's not going to do them any favor. That is the worst part of it. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.